95% of our life is coming from the programs of life, how to live life that we get in the first 7 years of life. The Jesuits, for 400 years, they were boasting. People didn't understand. They say, give me a child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. Because they knew 7 years was the program period. And 95% of your life after that will be whatever that program is. The brain of a child under 7 is in a lower vibrational frequency. It's called theta. Theta is imagination. Oh, that's how kids play a tea party with mud pies, but to them it's a real thing. Theta is hypnosis. Before you can become conscious, if you don't have any programs, what are you going to be conscious of? It's sort of like I buy a new iPod and I take it out of the box and I push play and nothing happens. And you think, oh my God, I spent all the money and the damn thing isn't working. And then some little 7-year-old kid comes up and says, well, mister, you didn't download any music. How are you going to play something? It's like the brain is like the iPod. Consciousness is the screen where I can create. But if I don't have anything in the hard drive, I can't create. What kind of programs are required to live on this planet? I say, how do you get them? You just watch. You watch your parents, you watch your siblings, and your community, because you have to learn how many 100,000 rules. Think about it. Teach an infant these rules. Oh, you don't have to. First 7 years, they observe it and just download it. This is the unfortunate fact. 95% of our life comes from those programs in the subconscious. Every day, only about 5% of the life are you using conscious, which is creative. When you're thinking, that's a conscious mind function. What are you doing on Tuesday? If I ask you that, the answer's not out here, it's inside. So let's say we're having this conversation in a car and I've been driving for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden I look out the window, I go, I haven't paid attention to the road while we have the conversation. Can I say what the conversation was about? Yeah, we talked about this and this and this. And what was on the road during that 10 minutes? You go, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So the moment you're thinking, you let go of driving the vehicle because you went inside. Well, it doesn't mean whatever you're doing, you stop walking or driving the car or doing a job. Those are programs in the subconscious because you've repeated them over and over again. So the subconscious is autopilot. When the conscious is busy, autopilot drives the vehicle. Point is, when conscious is busy, it's not observing what's going on. So people read self-help books. I go, well, you read the book, you got a lot of knowledge. I say, is your life changed? No. But you got a lot of knowledge. So here's the difference. The conscious mind is creative and can learn in any number of ways. Read a self-help book, go to a lecture, listen to this program. And conscious mind's going to get some awareness. But subconscious mind doesn't learn that way. Subconscious mind learns in 2 fundamental ways naturally. Hypnosis, which is the first 7 years. And after age 7, how do you put new programs in? Repetition, practice. You want to drive a car, you didn't learn how by just getting in the seat and put the key in. You had to practice driving the car. Once you completed it, you didn't have to go back and do it again. 95% of your life is coming from the subconscious. Your life is a printout of your subconscious behavior. I just say, look at your life. The things you like that come into your life come in because you have a program that supports them. But anything you struggle with, work hard at, put a lot of effort into making it happen, why you're working so hard, inevitably, you have a program that doesn't support that conclusion and you're trying to override the program. So you don't need to do a lot of shrink and psychology stuff. You just look at your life and say, where am I struggling? Because wherever you're struggling, inevitably it's a program in your subconscious that does not support that destination you've been looking for.